How are you? I hope you're well. It's Tuesday today. I was off yesterday because the kids are off, and I don't know if you've got kids and they were off school because of some, I don't know what's in service. Anyway, completely forgot all about it. The conversation with the missus on the Sunday night, oh yeah, by the way, you're looking after Harris. I obviously completely forgot. I had to rejuggle everything because I thought I was keen on Monday. Anyway, that's my tales of woe. Good to see us. I feel a little bit more like back in control. You know, you're into the second week of when you were first back. The first week was an absolute disaster. We'll not go into too much about that. But we're in the second week now and I feel a little bit better, you know? So I wanted to tell you this morning that my friend Gary is actually running. Gary, you remember from Bangers for Ben, right? He's a good pal of mine. He's a keen runner. He weighs about 3 stone, but my God, that boy can run. So he's actually in the London Marathon. So I'm going to go down and support him. And I thought, well, you know what I'm going to do? I kind of put it to him and said, any chance, you know, what do you think? You know, I'll pay for your t-shirts and your flight down and all the rest of it if you can promote Culloden cars and you're running and all the year do, because he's doing a kind of his own like blog and journey about how he's going to do it. So we're like, yes, and this was done over a couple of beers, obviously. So these things arrived this morning. Just t-shirts. We're going to kind of put the Culloden Cars logo on. I was thinking reflective in the back, so when he's running, and he's obviously going to go on Facebook. Well, it's just a little bit of support for him, you know. So, and I'm really chuffed that he's in the London Marathon. So what we're also going to do is I'm going to take Dealership Diaries down and just do a little kind of thing to show you kind of what he's doing and all this, and how little things like this can have a big impact. We also do a lot for the local football, so we put money in and that goes to strips, or it can just be sponsorship to keep them going or that sort of thing. And I like doing that, you know. I think it's important that as long as it's going to a good cause and not being squandered and whatnot, you know, it's just a donation, isn't it? These things, it helps them feel good and it gets people out playing football. And I just think with the decline of football, especially welfare, amateur, not the professional stuff, the ones that have no support, grassroots, the ones that coaches are getting up at stupid o'clock and, you know, they're doing everything self-funded and they've got to raise their own money, they have team race nights and all this kind of jazz. That's the bit that I like. That's the bit that these boys are in for their team, and it's a team all together. Because obviously I was part of that at one point when I could actually move. It's close to my heart. Not just football, it's anything really. And obviously there's a budget for it because I don't, you know, chuck it out willy-nilly, you know. But I like doing that.
Okay, so Jake is cleaning this car, new stock, but I'm going to show you something totally different. You remember this car? We were asked to tidy up everything, to redo the car, to make sure this car is mint because we are struggling to sell it. Also, smell in the car was really questionable. When I started job with the car, I didn't expect I will have to do this. The car is totally plain. I had to remove the back seats, the carpet under the seats, trims from the boot floor, everything. Only because someone spilled milk in this area between passenger seats and in the boot. There was huge stain, so I had to power wash everything. I power washed the carpet and power washed the boot floor, and now I'm going to use this product as a biological cleaner and deodorizer. I will mix it together with APC to clean everything in this area. Also, I'm going to mix it together with the carpet and fabric cleaner, and I will refresh everything inside the car to sanitize it, and hopefully it remove the smell. I will spray everything in the car now. Now my favorite detailing brush, and I will brush everything inside. The smell is quite strong, but nice as well. That's APC mixed with biological cleaner to remove the smell. Now I have a challenge. I'm putting everything back together, so all these puzzles need to go back to the car. Good luck to me. I'm drying the floor now. That was the most dirty part, no, the dirtiest part of the car. I had to power wash it, so what do you say about smell? Try, and be honest now. Good?
Perfect.
How many cheese roll?
No, more like half or something.
So the floor is almost dry, and what?
Merry Christmas.
The most difficult is to put everything back in order, because if I will put the trims back first, then the carpet, then the seats, I will have to take the trims out again because the plugs are under the trims. So everything has to be in order. I hope I didn't forget. Okay, so carpet, it goes under the seat. It's dry now, so I can put it back. It goes under the trims as well. That's good. That's good. And under this trim. That will be quite difficult now. This is a plug. This is a socket here. Good. Very good. Seat belts in here.
Hello.
Yeah. Good. And the final stage is bank, 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 bank.
And the dirt is gone.
Okay, now I have to screw the seat.
Try again.
Sit.
Seat.
Why sit?
Because it's a seat. It's not. You sit on the seat.
I hate this language. Sit on the sink. Milk, motherfucker.
Ew. Man, the forehead still looks massive. So I picked up an inquiry and I emailed the customer and answered his question, and he came back to me and his first response ended with, "This might sound odd, but are you the MJ that used to work at Mini and Inverness about 5-6 years ago?" Yes, that was me. Depends who's asking, right? Obviously I've replied and said it was me. I'm interested to see where that part of the conversation goes. It's either going to be a really, really good inquiry, it's going to go the right way, or maybe something didn't go quite right and it's going to get dead in the water. So we'll find out. The only reason I say that, right, I've always gone by the book, but the motor industry is the motor industry. Sometimes you can't keep everyone happy. 5-6 years ago, I can't remember everyone, unfortunately. I've got nothing to go off to try to figure out who it is, other than he knows who I am and where I worked, and the time frame is bang on. I'm just waiting for the guy to respond just now.
Right, I always do that clap at the start, don't know why. I've been asked to go down to this, I know the EV haters are going to hate this, but I've been asked down as part of the Independent Motor Dealers Association, because obviously I'm on the committee of that. I'm looking at my phone here just now to figure out what exactly they said that I'm going to go down for. So it's unlocking the independent trade into EVs. So it's clear that the government are concerned that the wholesale of used vehicles, used EV vehicles, or battery electric vehicles, BEVs, however you want to say them, that acronym, is not on the uptake as it should be for independent motor dealers. It's fine in the franchise world because they've got the network behind them of their franchise, their respective franchises. Not so much in the independent motor trade. So the guys like myself that are lone wolves, we then get an EV in. What do we do with it? You know, what's the kind of, is the software behind us? It's a support network behind us. Certainly when you're taking on Tesla, for instance, it's an absolute disaster at the start because they made it so difficult to get into. That's going to be my role into them this Sunday. It is. I'm going down, flying down Sunday, the meeting's on Monday, just to say, look, this is it from the motor trade. This is how most independent dealers are going to suffer from this. How can we make it easier for them? And look, it's a good chance to get in front of government ministers to explain from a dealer point of view that, look, this is a challenge, and there's other not just motor dealers, there's other people going to be there from different points of the industry. So there's people from the charging networks, solar networks, rental, wholesale. There's going to be people from all over that are going to come into this meeting and discuss, right, how can we move this forward for motor dealers? So I'm going to lobby quite heavy based on that. Look, it is difficult for the independent dealer that doesn't know enough about it. Not so much that. I mean, skill sets can be easily kind of taught when it comes to knowledge. I can't see that being a problem. It's more the fact that when you have that vehicle, how do the independent retailers and garage network deal with it? right? Is there that skills gap that's clear and evident? You know, we're obviously making a bit of headway into that. You know, I think most of the guys down there are now level 4 EV trained. Great, that's brilliant. So we're prepped and ready, but there's still not so much of those EV vehicles coming into us because they're still in that franchise network bubble right now. But when they do come out of that and defect into us, it's like, right, what do we do? When you got something serious, you know? So there needs to be that level of skills, well, for training, you know, for independent dealers. Now, some of the suppliers out there, like Euro Car Parts, are doing great guns and trying to help us do that. So yeah, I'm quite keen to see where that goes. So let's see. I'm gonna bring the camera down and show you what it's all about. I'll maybe do some in-between updates on the day and whatnot. And yeah, let's see where we go with that. So hope you find it interesting, because I know a lot of people are kind of not into the kind of whole EV scenario. But anyway, I'll keep you posted.
Right, so that was really interesting. So Richard knows me because he used to come round to Mini all the time when I worked there. Richard used to come round to Mini all the time. So Richard was the owner of the Grumpy Chef. He used to come round in his red car. I got it wrong. I tried to guess and remember, I got it wrong. He had his Hyundai i30. He used to come round, open the boot. He had trays of food. Sandwiches, the whole lot. And do you know what? It was direct to my desk as well. Richard, he never made me go out to his car, ever. Richard would always take the trays, walk into the building, take them to my desk, and let me take my pick of what I wanted. But sometimes Richard was the only person that fueled me for the day and I actually had food to eat, because it just get mental. But he was always there, on schedule, on time. Story over, is done. Bigs up him because he was awesome. But now I can calm down. I know why he knows me. We'll see how we get on with this deal. A couple details to iron out, but yeah, it's nice to see a familiar face sometimes.
Okay, so as you can see, this side is almost ready, almost done. So I'm doing this side now, and we'll see. That's a heavy one, but when I needed help, everyone disappeared, so I have to do it myself. No worries.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Oh, you got in?
Huh?
You got in?
Oh yeah, you're surprised.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was waiting for you.
Why?
Sent 2 messages. I called 3 times. I walk around, you disappeared. But when I put it in the car, oh, you need help.
Do you want a violin? Oh, tissue. Come on. I thought the car had been finished by the time I came back in.
Suck my. Okay, so it is looking more like car now. Okay guys, I'm so happy. I managed to put everything back together with no issue. As you can see, the smell smells very good now. I scrapped everything already. Now I'm going to redo seats again, and I'm going for the front of the car.
Right. I promised the team I was going to get them bacon rolls, so and that was this morning. What time is it now? 12:22. Right, we'll take this Mercedes convertible. I haven't driven this yet. Oh, that's a nice looking car. Wonder if he's looking to sell it outright or if he's looking to part exchange it. Anyway, let's climb myself into this thing. I bought this. I think I bought this at auction, if I remember rightly. It's pretty good service history because of the funky wee car. This, convertible. No way that roof's coming down the day. It's bloody freezing. Oh, it's got a strut top mount or something. I heard a little squeak there going over that bump. Oh, I hear it. This is a nice car. Right, that's us at Harry Gow's. So let's get the boys and Liz 5 dream rings. Hi. Good. Can I have 5 dream rings and a cinnamon swirl? Is that what they call them? Cinnamon swirl? Ah, whatever.
Rings and a fruit dinner.
Aye, is that the one? Getting close. Aye, is that what they call it? This thing?
Yeah.
There, yeah, perfect.
Still okay in the same box?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Else for you today?
No, that's fine.
So that's you. 10:45 then, please. There you go.
Amazing.
There we are. And there's your receipt.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Okay, have a good
See ya.
time.
And you come. No bothers.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate. Cheers. Right. Let's get going. So, what do we need to do with this thing? Well, it drives pretty well. We need to sort that SD card. It's got a wee squeak from this, but we can get that at point of prep. That's pretty much it. Makes that weird squeak noise.
So hey guys, good news. I've just finished the Audi Q3. I'm going somewhere in the bottom of the yard to park it. It took a long time. I had to do the full decontamination, full deep cleaning, but finally effect is perfect. The car is immaculate now. Have a look. It was clean, but now it's even better than it was before. Everything was re-scrapped. The roof liner is quite wet, but that's okay. Seats, I re-scrapped the seats. The carpets as well. Everything is perfect. Perfect. It looks really good. I'm so happy. The carpet and the boot as well. Very nice car. Also, we ordered floor mats. They should be here soon. Full paint correction. Wheels done as well. So I'm sure that new owner will be happy. And I tell you about coins. Oh, it took me a week. I started on Monday. I could spend roughly an hour up to 2 hours on Monday. Then I started to remove interior from the car or Tuesday. Then I waited for Craig's decision what we're doing with the car. After that, Wednesday I couldn't do anything because I was quite busy with handovers. Then yesterday I came back to put everything together, remove the stain, power wash it, dry interior, blah 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 blah. And today from 8:30 in the morning I was doing full valet and another deep cleaning. That's why the car is so wet now. I use a lot of different chemicals and proper professional stuff to get this final effect. And the coincidence, usually when I do the car, the last thing is the tire dressing. I always start from this offside front and going around, finish on this wheel. I was finishing the tire dressing. Customer appeared and she said that she would like to buy this car. The car is sitting here for a while, and now when I finish it, when I did the proper job, someone came and said I'm interested. I've never seen that huge coincidence like this time. So Craig's intuition is good. I'm surprised. Hazard lights on. Let's let everyone know that car is running. Good job, Damien.